Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
It's the In Wheel Time car show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place.
At Autorama next weekend,
Easy,
next
Tiger.
Thursday.
How would you like
Easy.
to talk like that guy
I
all
don't
the
know.
time?
No, he's probably single.
Ahead, we'll have the events calendar and the stories making Automotive News Headlines this week. Howdy,
All right.
along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin
Yes,
and Don
we do.
Armstrong.
Now we need hot rod names. We talked about that. Hot rod
No,
names.
you
Well,
said that.
Well, you were sleeping.
Yeah, well, so what are the hot rods?
Well, you
names?
know, like Moondoggy and Big Daddy and Gidget and all that.
You can be Gidget.
No,
Don
I
wants
want to be Gidget.
See? He wants
I want
to
to be Gidget.
Well,
What do you want to be? Moondoggy or Big
everybody can't
Daddy
be
or
Gidget.
Daddy-O?
Big Daddy.
All right, I'll be Daddy-O, and you got...
Old Daddy.
We got Gomer Pile over here.
Gomer.
No,
No,
Beetlejuice.
Goober Pile,
We
not
got
Gomer.
Beetlejuice. There you go.
Beetlejuice.
We need...
Mars,
We need
we're
names like
talking about you.
I'm with you.
He's
but
working.
He could be Mikey Joe from Petticoat Junction.
Ooh.
You know, Billy Joe, Betty Joe, Bobby Joe, and
And
Mikey
Mikey
Joe.
Joe.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I could swim in the water tank.
We're not
Yeah.
talking about swimming, buddy.
I think Becky Joe would beat you to death. She'll hold you under the water.
All righty then.
This is a car talk show, but we
Is it? We
we
wander.
Yeah, no, we've gone off the track again. Well, you know, we tend to do that
Yeah.
quite frequently on this show, but usually it happens a little later. But it's been one of those weeks. I don't know about for you, but for me, most definitely.
Are we drinking after the show today?
Let's hope. What do you want to drink? Cough syrup today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
In coffee.
What? Oh, gosh.
Cough syrup. MD 2020.
Ludens.
Mogan David 2020.
Mogan David
Vicks.
2020.
You know, I actually tried that one time, and I was not impressed.
Mogan
That is
David?
some really bad stuff.
My mother drank that.
But will say that I got real.
just before he was conceived.
Yeah.
That's why she used to call him MD. Huh? It's the nickname.
No, she drank it on Sundays, cooking Sunday dinner after church. She would have her little vino. Yeah. It's good stuff.
That would be the church wine.
I did a little Annie
could be.
Green Springs and Boone's Farm. when I
Boone's
was
Farm.
young.
Yeah.
Hello, Boone's Farm. I told you that story. Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that did cook-offs, and he did them throughout Texas. And that
Cooking
was,
sherry.
No, there were people bring the coolers of beer and things like that. They had a cooler of Boone's Farm. It was like one of their traditions.
God, well, you know what? When we have that summer company party, we'll have a cooler just for Conrad and me. I'll have the Strawberry Hill, and he'll have the apple.
Apple.
You might
We'll
have-
bring it on the hot rod tour.
You gonna
of
go?
Texas?
There you
Yeah,
go.
I got to go. Yes, I do want to go. I think that sounds like fun.
Wait
And
a
yes,
minute.
I will get the car fixed.
No,
Yo.
he said that.
I heard that.
Yes, I will
Write
get
that
the car
down.
Wait a minute, let me
Ladies
write
and
this
gentlemen,
down.
it is
What is the date?
10:33:27.
We had
11:20.
we had Austin on the
10:33:27.
Oh, I want to brag on my son for a second.
Okay.
We had my son on the phone the other day, giving him some news. He is my son Austin DeLong is going to be enshrined in the Texas Swimming and Diving Hall of Fame.
Awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
As a water polo player, he'll be, from what I understand, he'll be the first water polo player enshrined in that. So in April the 8th, up in Austin, Texas, at the university swimming pool, they'll have the event
Aquatic.
there for him, the
Aquatic area,
center.
yeah.
They'll have the
I
event
think they
there.
call that
So-
a natatorium, don't they?
and we were talking to Austin, and Austin said, "You got the rally running."
Oh.
That's where that story
There's
was.
where the pressure's coming
He
from.
listens
not
to
from
the
us.
show.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Austin, for getting that done for us. So in the water polo, do they go through a lot of horses?
Yes, they teach the horses to hold their breath.
Okay.
You'd have to watch it to understand just how wild that
It is.
sport that
It is very the exertion. They got to be very fit. Because they don't touch bottom.
No, you can't touch bottom. It's extremely physical. You're a 200-pound guy swimming back and forth in a 30-meter pool, and another 200-pound guy swimming back and forth, and you're each trying to drown each other along the way.
Throw a ball in a
and
net.
As long as you have the ball in your hand, about anything's fair, except they can't strike you in the head. It's water polo. Is a fun
What if
sport.
you accidentally strike somebody in the head?
Then you get kicked out for 20 seconds. Like
That's
hockey,
all?
Like hockey, yeah.
20 seconds?
Yeah,
Or
but
they give
gotta
you-
swim
that-
all the way out and swim all the way back.
That
in.
would be worth it.
Or they give you a red card.
Well, yeah, red card or yellow card. I officiated for a number of years.
Which red card will be hosting a jam session tomorrow, and then on December.
Where's the jam
4th,
session?
December 4th, we're playing at Duke's Tavern on Mason Road.
Oh, so
in I-10.
one thing at a time.
Okay.
Where is Sunday's jam
It
session?
is
do
at
one
County
thing at
Line.
a time.
County Line tomorrow, 4 to 8.
County Line in Richmond, Texas.
Correct, and we'll the band I'm with will be playing the first hour. We do our set gig, and then we'll invite musicians up to play for the duration.
So
how
I should
cool
be.
is that?
So I need to be there at 3 to start drinking, and then
Bring your kazoo
Yeah, bring a kazoo. We'll get you up.
or a recorder.
Recorder, do that too.
they're not the same.
Recorder doesn't sound the same.
No, recorder is more of a flute instrument, flute, and then the kazoo is just the
My
kazoo.
recorder is the little pocket thing that
You're familiar
listens
with playing
to
the
people.
flute, aren't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and then
What?
the 4th of December is when we're going to be at Duke's Tavern. So I
I
want to
have
see everybody
no
there.
musical talent whatsoever. None.
I have trouble turning the
I
radio
can't.
on.
I couldn't carry a tune unless it was in a bucket.
Do you dance?
No. That's even worse.
Can't sing, can't dance.
What can you do?
He's a car guy.
He's a car
I'm a
guy.
car guy.
Yeah,
He's our favorite.
the car guy that has a car that doesn't run.
So let's talk a little bit, if you want. Let's get
go to
back
that
on the
transition.
car world here. Which cars are the most American for 2021?
You mean most American parts
Content.
or American?
American content.
Okay, American content.
So looking at the which cars are the highest American content, the top 20. The Lincoln Navigator is number 20, and it's built in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
The Lexus ES is number 19, built in Georgetown, Kentucky. The Toyota Avalon is number 18, built at the same assembly plant in Georgetown, Kentucky.
Could you move your mic a little closer, please? Thank you.
The Honda Accord is number 17, built in Marysville, Ohio. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, built in Detroit, Michigan, is number 16. In Wentzville, Missouri, they build the GMC Canyon and the Chevrolet Colorado, and those are number 15 and 14. The Acura TLX, built in Marysville, Ohio, alongside the Honda Accord, is number 13. The Acura RDX, which is their small sport utility vehicle, it built in East Liberty, Ohio, is number 12. Number 11 is the Ford Expedition, again built in Louisville, Kentucky, near the alongside the Lincoln Navigator. Number 10, built in Texas, the Toyota Tundra, built in San Antonio. Number 9, the Honda Passport, built in Lincoln, Alabama. The number 8 is the Honda Pilot, also built in Lincoln, Alabama. Number 7 is the Honda Audacy, also built in Lincoln, Alabama. And the Honda Ridgeline is number 6, built in Lincoln, Alabama. So kind of interesting how many of these are
Saturated in an area.
yeah, well, but they're also Japanese vehicles that are now built, or Japanese corporations that are building big vehicles here in the States. So number 5, built in Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Chevrolet Corvette.
Number 5.
Number 4, the Jeep Cherokee, built in Belvidere, Illinois. Number 3, the Tesla Model Y, built in Fremont, California. Number 2, to all of our fans out there, and Randy Weldon, we know you're watching, is the Ford Mustang, built in Flat Rock, Michigan, the number 2 highest domestic content for 2021.
Know where that's at.
Number 1 is the Tesla Model 3.
And where's that built?
That's also built in Fremont, California.
Are you surprised by any of that?
A little bit surprised about just that whole range of Hondas, number 9 through number 6, built in Lincoln, Alabama.
With the most American content.
With the most American content. Not surprised about the Mustang, not surprised about the Corvette. A little bit surprised that there weren't more trucks on this, be it any of the big three trucks.
F-150 or the Ram 1500, something like that. Yeah.
But I was glad to see Jeep on the list. A couple of places. The Wrangler's not on this, which surprised me.
It's not, huh?
Cherokee took his place.
Well, Cherokee and as well as Grand Cherokee.
But we're talking about American content.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
Because the Wrangler's Toledo, Ohio.
Right, and you would think that either the frame, because those are on frame construction, or body panels, the largest part of the vehicle, would be stamped in the United States, but not necessarily.
Not necessarily, yeah. So, but when you think about what cars are made in America and have the highest domestic content, there's some surprising things on this list.
I was surprised at the Tundra. By being in San Antonio, and I know they built all these, like the seats and a lot of those components are built there. They've got new places to build them. I'm surprised it wasn't higher on the list.
Right, and it's the only full-size truck on the list. Colorado Canyon are mid-size trucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the only full-size truck, and now that's going through a complete revamp. So I wonder where it's going to place on the list.
It has been. It's now, they're now spitting out the new one.
Right, where it's going to place on the list in 2022.
So why the top 20? Why did you use that as a number, as a starting jump-off point?
That's top 20 list, man.
It's a top 20 list.
But you remember like the top 40 survey?
Because if I did the top 40, Don would be, hurry up, get done.
No,
get
he'd
done.
be. So the other thing I was caught when you were going through it, the Colorado is number 14 and the Canyon's number 15. I mean, is there really a significant difference between them that caused them? Or
absolutely not. But because they are different branded vehicles, they just get their own space.
Could they go down the exact same assembly line?
But then,
as does the Navigator and the Expedition.
Yes. Many of them.
Expedition comes in at 11th. Navigator comes in at 20th. So
Now,
that spread's pretty big.
The other interesting thing is that the Tundra and the Tacoma are both built in San Antonio, and they go down the same assembly line. Now, think about that. Because those are completely different vehicles, not on the same chassis. They don't share much of anything.
Nope.
right.
They go down the same assembly line. So they have a run of Tacomas and they have a run of Tundras. Can you imagine what a supplier nightmare that must be at the loading dock?
And especially when you're looking at American manufacturing, what the Japanese have brought to us,
just in time. Yeah.
Not Justin Timberlake, just in time.
But there's a Japanese word for it. It's
just in time.
No, that's the American translation.
Feng Shui.
But you talked about the series of vehicles going down. They're all robotic assemblies. There's really no human.
Well,
there's a ton of human.
Yeah,
assemblies.
there is.
Not a whole lot anymore.
The majority of the robots are going to be in the body shop, where all the welding and stuff's going on.
That's correct.
But there has to be human interaction as they are installing components and stuff. There's a robot piece to it. Years ago, there was like 3 guys that haul a dash in and carry a dash in. One guy would walk through and pass it, and then they'd stab the dash. Now they've got this overhead thing, the whole
same thing with wheels.
The wheels, they've really changed the way wheels got put on cars because of injuries.
They marry the systems together.
Well, in that Toyota plant, that was one of the things that fascinated me, that you had the assembly line coming, and the robots had these trains, and it would bring these big bins of parts for that vehicle, and it would line up so that the guy who's doing the dash, he got the dash out of the bin for that vehicle. And then the next bin came with the next dash that went in there.
Well, the most amazing thing to me is the fact that they do not build the doors at the same time they build the vehicle. So after it goes from paint, the doors go this way and the rest of the vehicle goes this way, because the doors are the most intense as far as all
assembly.
Of the assembly.
The complexity of the assembly of the doors.
So
2 doors or 4 doors.
But then bring that door for that car back and marry it back up to that car that it came from. Oh, my gosh. Try to figure that out in your mind.
Did you ever get into Arlington when they were building Suburbans and Tahoes up there? They have, and if you drive by, you can see this. It's like a 5-story tower that's on the east side of the Arlington Assembly Plant. That is a
elevator.
It's a storage unit for bodies. So the body goes through paint. And then robotically, it's brought in there and stored through this elevator system. And then when you order the red one, the elevator system goes and picks a red one and throws it on the line. So they overbuild on the paint side of things, and then they just go in and select.
Well,
based on
Arlington
orders.
is where the Suburban and
Tahoe.
and Yukon, Denali, that whole range of trucks are.
Correct.
But through the years, Arlington has built an assortment of different vehicles.
Right.
Currently now it builds full-size utilities. There was a point in time where Arlington was building the Chevy Impala, the rear-drive Chevy Impala and Caprice. Arlington also used to build the G bodies. They also built Cutlass Supremes and stuff. So.
Malibus and stuff like that.
General Motors, I worked for them in the mid '70s, and working for Fisher Body, the Cadillac, from the firewall back to the trunk, was all produced at the Fisher Body Fort Street plant. That's where I worked. That's where my dad worked. My brother worked there too. So from the firewall back, the car was painted, the interior was put in, the vinyl tops, all that stuff was done. They would put it on a transport, send it a mile away to the Cadillac division, and have it married to the chassis with the engine and the front fenders and the hood. Now, when I worked there,
seems inefficient, but
well, that's the way it was
General
done.
Motors,
yeah, it was the way it was done. So I did every third job coming down the line. And back in the day, you push a button in the glove box, and the trunk would open. That was the trunk mechanism. In the trunk, there was a cover around it. They call it a striker cover. I did every third job down the line. So I would sit there with my little pneumatic drill and my pile of screws, and I'd count 1, 2, 3. That one's mine. And I'd go bzz, 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 and then I'd go back and sit down. Count 1, 2, for 8 hours.
The old joke
18 years old.
The old joke was the guy who was putting ashtrays in the Fleetwoods back in the 70s, because there was actually 9 ashtrays in a Fleetwood back in the 70s, because you had the doors, you had the center armrest, you had the dash, you had the back doors. There was 9 ashtrays in a Cadillac Fleetwood.
A friend of mine worked for Ford Motor Company, and he was responsible for cutting the keys. So he would make 2 sets of keys. Well, in all actuality, he made 3 sets, because he would keep a set himself. And in his apartment, he had a big, like a sifter, large glass, and extra set of keys. You get home from work, you just throw all the keys in there. So over time, this thing got huge, and he would say, grab a set of keys. If you find the car, it's yours. Yeah. There was thousands of them in there.
Is he still in business today?
Well, I don't even think he's still alive. So.
The interesting thing would be if you did actually grab a set of keys and they were to a police car.
Yeah.
Because police cars all have the same key.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Been that way for years. So any cop can get in a police car within his division and start it up.
We'll have
and
to go
drive away.
Sergeant Wooding and have to find that out.
They've all had the same key, both the door and the ignition.
I was on some deal the other day, and all of a sudden, my in the helicopter, and the phone goes ding, and I look at it, and it's Stephen
Woodard.
Woodard?
Yeah, with DPS. I'm listening to your mellifluous tones. I'm going, oh my God.
Mellifluous. Oh my gosh, that's a word.
I'm writing it down.
Mellifluous.
How do you spell that?
MILF. Lewis.
Lewis. Is that LEW or LOU?
Mellifluous.
LOUIS.
Mellifluous.
EIEIO.
Milf Lewis.
I wonder where he found that word at.
I don't know. He's a smart man.
And I'm thinking,
Yes, he is.
he's turned into a stalker.
He is.
He's stalking me.
And he's
I
probably
was doing
listening
some
today.
report on some wreck or something. I don't remember what it was, but whatever. Yeah, I got
How
that.
funny.
Did he wave at you as you flew over?
You know, I don't think that he was watching on television, I think that's what it was. Okay. Want to do some headlines?
Sure.
I got some.
Yeah, I think I might have one or two.
Oh
left.
no, I got some. I got look at this stack
Oh, you
that I
got a
haven't
stack.
gotten to.
He's got a stack of wax.
Jeep's biggest ever SUVs carry a big asterisk, a $2,000 shipping charge tacked onto the bottom of the window sticker for every Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer.
We've talked about this.
That unavoidable, non-negotiable fee, now among the highest ever for a new vehicle from a mainstream brand, and more than double the $995 that Jeep charged on its 2016 models.
Coming from the same assembly plant.
And it's not just a Jeep thing. Shipping fees now add, on average, $1,700 to the price of all 6 full-size light-duty pickup nameplates sold in the United States.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
And do you realize that that's not negotiable? That is over and above whatever it is that you negotiate with the dealer on the price of your new car.
I'm walking.
But that is one that doesn't change because that's what the dealer has to pay
the manufacturer.
factory.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then you better take it off my trade, or you better do something.
Yeah, well, good luck on that.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Well,
Not going to happen at all. J.D. Power's used vehicle price index hit a record high last month, no surprise. Through October, used vehicle prices on average 37% higher than in 2020.
Wow.
With no signs of softening. Prices are expected to remain strong for the next year with some fluctuation. Much will depend on the automaker's ability to work through supply chain issues. And, we all say it's the chips. It's not just chips because they've had supply issues with other things.
Interior materials.
Yes, for example. Used vehicles are in shorter supply, too. Through October, wholesale sales volume was down 10% compared to the first 10 months of 2020. Volume sales were down from 2019, too, as auction sales trend between 25 and 30% lower than pre-pandemic levels. Ford partnering, I think you said this story, and I'll just keep it brief, partnering with global foundries to accelerate production of U.S.-made chips.
Which is, that's what they're going to
Microchips.
have to do.
Yeah. Well, I keep reading these stories, and this has just happened here in the past couple of weeks, that the chip crisis is beginning to
soften.
Yep.
Well, I'm, with me driving around, I'm seeing more and more, it seems like full-size trucks on dealers' lots now. So, driving by people who had none, now they've got 20 or 30.
Yeah, the dealership in Winnie that I go by every Saturday morning, I kind of gauge things by that, but I noticed today he had 3 new Jeep vehicles on the lot where he had none before.
Well, and that's because they're starting to ship more and more.
he tripled his inventory.
Yes.
Reliability. Car reliability. Japanese auto brands Lexus, Mazda, and Toyota once again snagged the top 3 spots in Consumer Reports' annual auto reliability report, with Lexus edging out Mazda as the most reliable. I think that I sent Mr. Mars a request to maybe get a hold of the guy at Consumer Reports to talk about it. Asian brands accounted for 8 of the top 10, according to Consumer Reports. Mazda, which held the top spot last year, took second. Toyota took third. Japanese luxury brand Infiniti finished fourth, and Buick finished fifth, the only domestic brand to score a top 10 in the survey. And I won't go any further than that because I know that I like to talk to those guys at Consumer Reports.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always interesting. The methodology that they use and that sort of thing.
And how they truly stay autonomous, might not like the word, from the industry. They view things purely as a consumer reporting organization.
They segregate themselves from
segregate. That's a better
from
word.
all the noise.
Group 1 Automotive has completed the purchase of 27 dealerships from Prime Automotive Group about a week ahead of its planned date to close on the mega transaction it announced in September, expected to cost $880 million. Group 1 of Houston said the closing to date included substantially all of the assets, including 27 of 30 dealerships originally announced in the deal, real estate, and 3 collision centers. I bring it up because that's a Houston company. Group 1 acquisition gives the nation's 4th largest new vehicle retailer more scale in the Northeast. It also will serve as a platform to help grow its digital retailing platform, Acceleride. We have not heard of that yet, but you will.
Do you think because of the COVID and the chip shortages and all the nonsense with airbags that these dealerships are just saying they're just throwing in the towel?
No.
and they're
No. I think it's
being
very much
gobbled up.
like the radio business was back in the early 90s.
The big guys are eating the little guys.
Yep. Yeah, buying out the guy that has an AM and an FM radio station here, and maybe a couple of FMs there, and pretty soon it keeps growing and growing. Clear Channel is the example that I use.
And Prime Automotive is basically in the New England market.
Yep. U.S. Environmental Protection Agency said the fuel economy for new vehicles hit a new high in the 2020 model year at 25.4 miles per gallon. But most automakers relied on credits to meet federal emissions requirements. That's a thing that somehow somebody came up with years and years ago.
Government.
Yeah. The report also showed average vehicle weight in 2020 rose to another all-time high of 4,166 pounds, while average horsepower and size both also set records.
Well, and the weight, as they increase the number of safety regulations and emissions regulations, all of that componentry adds weight to a vehicle.
In our last story, Ford Motor Company's upcoming F-150 Lightning and the electric Chevy Silverado, expected in 2023, topped the Tesla Cybertruck and Rivian R1T in an Autolist survey on which electric pickups consumers are most interested in buying. So
did you hear Nissan Rogue?
That was our last story. I'm sorry.
Okay. They added a 3-cylinder with the variable compression engine in it.
No, I didn't hear that.
The variable compression is pretty cool.
It's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is on Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, classics, trucks, and performance cars featuring the ultimate lowrider showcase. Sponsored by Shorty's Hydraulics and the traditional Rod Garage. Saturday only, it's the Tuner Galleria with 250 imports, JDM, and luxury cars. Plus music and models. Autorama. It's so much more than a car show. On the celebrity stage, presented by Nick's Auto Repair and Classic Car Restoration, it's Chip Foose from TV's Overhauling on Friday and wrestling superstar Sting on Sunday. Shop the swap meet and women's world all weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama. November 25th to 28th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com.
Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly cruise-in, will return Saturday, December 18th to the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Tailpipes and Tacos wants to thank all of the participants and fans who've enjoyed the collector cars, hot rods, customs, originals, and resto mods, and everything in between. We'll be taking a break for Thanksgiving and Autorama, but we'll be back for a great Christmas cruise-in on December 18th, so make plans now. You know that Tailpipes and Tacos is the Houston area's coolest cruise-in, a place you'll see friends, family, and the finest cruise-in cars in the Houston area. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Get your ride ready for a very special Christmas cruise-in, Loopy style. It's Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, December 18th. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Let's celebrate the Christmas season together at the next Tailpipes and Tacos on December 18th. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Okay, well, everybody's mic is on, so you can go ahead and let it rip on me now. That's a wrap for another episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. Hey, when you're on our Facebook page, please give us a like. Tell your friends about us and share our junk. Let me see. Where's that button? There we go. The In-Wheel. Would you please put it back on the wide shot? Thank you so much. In-Wheel Time Car Show streams live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast channel. You know, I think I'm just going to say have a great weekend, great week, stay safe, and we'll see you next Saturday from Autorama.
Oh, yeah. That's
When
gonna be
visiting, please be sure and stop by the In-Wheel Time booth. Say hello, not to Conrad, but to us. And your microphone's not on. Nobody can hear you.
Use mine.
And see the awesome custom Cadillac truck by Dwayne Jenkins.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You must stop by and see that. It's going to be a showstopper, I promise. Today's show was produced by the Beverly Hills Neighborhood Association.
Oh, Karen.
For Mike, Conrad, Jeff, I'm Don. We'll see you next week.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.